Hi, everyone. I'm Lynn Weber, and I'm here today with Cindy Corsaro, one of the members of the New Jersey MBA Women's Committee. Cindy, tell us what you're doing now and how you got started in the mortgage industry.
Okay, so I am a senior vice president with Promontory Mortgage Pass, and I handle all their licensing, reporting, insurance, and examinations. It's a little bit of a daunting job, but I absolutely love it.
And how long have you been doing that?
I've been doing it with them since October of 2017, but I've actually been in the mortgage industry since 2008.
2008. So that was an interesting time to start in the business. How did that go?
Well, that was a very circuitous route. I mean, I actually moved to New York to be a singer. So back in the day, I was showcasing at the Improv and Catch a Rising Star. I was working the cruise ships, the Catskills, even had a resident situation at the Great Bay Beach Hotel in St. Martin for a month. It was wonderful. But then I realized I needed to eat and have a paycheck and benefits, etc. So I pivoted and took a left turn into marketing. So I did marketing for 16 years. I worked for a medical device company. I worked for a karaoke company, which was fantastic. One of my jobs was actually choosing the songs to go on the karaoke discs. I loved that. And I also worked for a company that did holographic displays for trade shows. But when the downturn in the economy happened between 2000 and 2008, I got laid off. And marketing is the first to go when there's a downturn and the last to get rehired.
Yeah.
So I answered an ad in December of 2018 because I needed money to buy Christmas presents. And it was for a mortgage company to be their receptionist. So I started with them in December. They asked me to come back in January, and I was their receptionist. And one of my jobs was to help scan documents, those big loan files back in the day, 500-page loan files. And the copier kept jamming. So I reached out to the copy company and I asked for a solution, and they taught me a very important secret that I don't think many people know, and it's called job build. So in the printer, you can actually build a PDF file, chunks of paper at a time, and then hit send and it becomes a magical PDF. Well, this solved the problem. It was life-changing because so many people had issues with when they were scanning the document, it would jam at 360 pages, they'd have to start over. Yes. And one of those people happened to be the CEO of the company. So he was scanning a personal document, 50 pages long, and it kept jamming. And he was just fit to be tied. So I stepped in and said, let me show you a little trick. And I taught him job build. Well, he thought I hung the moon, the stars, and everything in between because it was such a time saver. So fast forward 2 weeks later, the person who had transitioned to be the licensing person decided that she wanted her old job back as the receptionist, which is I was covering. So they reached out to me and they said, hey, we have an open position. Would you like to be our licensing specialist? And I told them the only experience I have in the mortgage industry is I have a mortgage and that's it. And his comment to me was, well, you figured out job build. So how difficult could it be to be in charge of licensing? So
and here you are.
And here I am 13 years later.
Great story. Yeah. Yep. And you love it. And you love working in licensing and compliance and
absolutely love it. Yeah. It is constantly changing. The basics are always the same, but there are so many different rules and regulations that get modified and added. Just when I first started, all you had to do was send in a check and an application to New York and you could be a loan officer. And now you look at all of the education and testing requirements that have been instituted since 2008. So it was a perfect time to enter the mortgage industry because I learned from the bottom up. As all these new requirements rolled out, I learned them and I implemented them.
Yeah.
So this is my third mortgage company that I'm with.
Great. Well,
And
good.
I love it.
I love the
Still love
story.
it.
Great story. And what interested you in joining this women's committee?
Well, first of all, the word woman is in the title of the committee, so that's a no-brainer. Anything that's going to support women in any way, shape, or form, I'm a big advocate for. But in particular, this platform I think is wonderful because it's going to give women of all backgrounds in the mortgage banking industry a shared voice and a resource for information, support, advice, mentorship, and in an inclusive environment so that everybody can learn from each other, which I absolutely love, because when dynamic women partner together, they can achieve great things, and that's when the magic happens.
Yeah. And I think we're so fortunate because we all have so many different backgrounds, like the group that's just starting this up. So I think, Laura reached out to all of us and did a great job in picking particular people all in different fields. And so I look forward to all the great things to come. And I look forward to meeting everyone in person in October.
I know.
For the MBA
Very
conference.
excited.
So, yeah,
Very
so
excited.
will be nice. And I look forward to working with you. I was happy to be on the committee too, to meet a lot of new people. So
absolutely. It's wonderful to see the diverse backgrounds of the women so far. I can't wait to see what this committee becomes as we grow our membership and participation, as we have more events. I think it's going to be an unbelievable resource for women in the industry.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm really, really thrilled and delighted and very honored, actually, to be asked to join.
Yep. Well, thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you. It's been wonderful, Lynn. Have a wonderful rest of the day.
Thanks, you too. Take care.
Bye-bye.